begin tuning your attention inwards, allowing your body to settle, to mind become more quiet. Observe your natural flow of breath. All and any sensations running through the body. Feel the energy of your mind, the quality of your emotions. Notice if you're holding on to any tension in the body, in your mind or your emotions, and make a decision to let it go. So take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, release. Start deepening your inhalation using the three-dimensional aspect of the breath. So feeling your lower belly expand, your chest widens, and send your breath to the back of your heart. Visualize what's happening in your rib cage. So proprioception is our inherent ability to locate our body in space or motion, and interoception is our ability to check how our body is feeling internally. So you can gauge what's happening in terms of your muscles. There are so many layers of that perception. So notice what's arising in the space of your consciousness. Focusing on lengthening through the spine with each inhalation. So as though someone was pulling you up by a thread attached to the top of your head. With the inhalation comes lightness. And as you exhale, begin to draw your navel closer to the spine. So stabilizing through the core. Beginning to engage your pelvic floor without losing the elongation of the spine. So keep a solid base, feel grounded and rooted from the hips down, but light and free in your upper body. So already here, trying to distinguish sthira and sukha, which are the effort and ease, or steadiness and ease. So this is essentially what we want to cultivate in all the postures and all the transitions. So whilst engaging and using that muscular strength, we want to find softness and fluidity. See how you can apply this in your practice today. And let's take 3 cleansing breaths together. So deep inhalation, expand your chest. And sigh out. Twice more. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, imagine any blockages leaving your body, leaving your throat center, that governs communication and self-expression. And one more time. In. And exhale out. Feel free to keep your eyes closed and begin to roll your head whichever way it feels good. Just bringing some movement into the body. And as we're working on back bends, shoulders are quite important. So by rolling the head, then you can gauge if there's any tightness or any density. And then switch direction. Stay focused on your breath. And come to the center. Extend your arms out. So feel the shoulder blades coming away from the spine. So reach your hands out. Feel that activation. I'm going to stay here for 3 breaths. So keep reaching the hands away. Stabilize through the shoulders. The spine is long. Engage your pelvic floor. And then we begin to draw circles forward. And bigger. And bigger. Keep the arms straight. And make them smaller. And then switch direction. So notice what's going on in the shoulder girdle. Keep the stabilization through the shoulders. That's it. And a bit smaller. Extend the arms out. 1 deep breath in. And exhale, flip the palms up. Fingers point down. Reach the heels of the hands up. Maybe down just a couple more times. Notice how it feels. And release. Transition over onto all fours. Moving into cat-cow. So breathing in, drop the front of your body, reaching your chin up. And exhale, push the mat away and round your back. So keep going with your breath, inhaling. Moving into cow. And exhaling into cat. So try to deepen the posture each time you enter without going too far. So feel the movement of your spine. Notice how the legs and the hands, shoulders, they all play a part. Then come to the center, extend your right leg, lift it up, and then the left arm follows. So keep your core engaged, the gaze is down. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then elbow and knee together, round your back. Shift your shoulder forward. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to all fours, switching sides. So left leg extended, lift it up, and then the right arm. Keep breathing. I'm going to stay here for 5. So try to find as much length through the body. Solid foundation, engage your left shoulder. And then as you exhale, round your back. Find the front body compression. Push down through the left hand. Breathe. And release. So now we're going to move into cow. So drop your belly, lift your tailbone up, and you can shift your chest forward. So keeping this line in the spine, you want to extend the right leg back and up. So not just using the glutes and the hamstrings for that lift, but you want to feel the muscles in your lower back that are lifting. So finding the extension in the spine, so dropping the belly down, can help you find more of that back bend that comes from the pelvic tilt. And then bring the knee to chest. Inhale, re-extend 4 more times. So exhale, bring it in. Inhale, out. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale and hold. You can gaze down the tip of your nose. Lift the leg higher and then gentle bounces. Initiate the movement from the lower back. Draw the navel closer to the spine. And then bring it down. Push the mat away, cat for a moment. Tuck your tailbone under. And then coming back into a cow. Extend through the left leg. So notice how this side feels, whether it's easier or more challenging. Try to lift the left foot as high as you can. And breathe. Observe. And feel. Just a little bit more. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, round your back, knee to nose. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, out. Exhale in, twice more. Breathe in and out. Inhale, extend your spine, reach the leg as far away as you can, and then little bounces. So let the muscles burn, feel the activation. Pete, I know you can lift the leg higher. That's it. You're going to feel it tomorrow. And then bring it down around your back. Enjoy that stretch through the back. Come to the center. Step back into plank. You're going to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, chaturanga of your choice. Inhale into your back bend. And exhale into down dog. I'm going to stay here for 5. Find any movement that you like, that you need. Or settle into stillness. Look towards your hands and then step your right and left foot forward, crossing them. So you've got the legs in front of you. So if you're familiar with jump backs, you can do them and go for it. And that's a slightly more accessible way. Okay, so feet hip distance apart. Tuck your tailbone under and tilt your pelvis back. So it's really important that you distinguish what movements you can achieve with the pelvis, but here we want to find activation through the core, so tuck your pelvis down and extend your arms. Hold it 5, 4, keep breathing, 3, 2, and 1. Lift it up, hold on to the knees, can separate them. Push the chest through, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Then come back to the center, maybe keep the knees together this time, and then lower down so the sacrum is down, but your shoulder blades are lifted. You're gonna hold it here for 5, squeeze your glutes, 4, keep breathing, 3, 2, and 1. Lift it up, maybe bring the arms over your head. Exhale, lower down. Hold it 5, 4, 3, 2, And 1, lift it up, extend your arms. Exhale, lower down, 1 more round. 5. If it's too much here, you can lift up a little bit. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift it up, cross your legs. So tuck your feet under so you can transition forward and step back into plank. As you exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale into down dog. And again, cross your legs, jump forward. So you've got the legs in front of you and grab your blocks. If you don't have them, it's not the end of the world. It will be just a little bit harder. So you can start with the feet down or come into half boat. Shins parallel to the mat, arms extended, or hug underneath the knees. Modify as you wish, as you need. It's your practice. Hold it here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Then hollow back, sacrum down, shoulder blades are lifted. Maybe you extend the arms over the head for 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back up, cross the legs, plant the hands onto the blocks, shoulders forward, lift your hips up. 5, feet are down. 4, squeeze your belly. 3, 2, 1. Drop the hips down, come back into your Navasana. Maybe with the legs extended, up to you. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hollow back, sacrum down, shoulder blades are lifted. Keep breathing for 3, 2, 1. Lift up. This time the opposite leg is on the top. Shift your shoulders forward, hands down, lift your hips up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop your hips down and you can move the blocks out. So the heat got turned up quite quickly today, but it's really beneficial because then the back bends are just a lot easier, a lot more accessible when you've got that agony, that fire in the body. Hands onto the knees, push the chest forward, lift the chin up, so front body stretch. At the same time, squeeze the muscles in the back. 1 more breath in, and as you exhale, round your back, tilt your pelvis forward. Come to neutral, tuck your feet under, step back into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale into down dog. So settle here for a moment. Breathe. Wrap the shoulder blades around the upper back. And then inhale, roll over into plank. We're going to slide into side planks, but just with our feet. That will help to warm up the back and the QL. So spin on the feet to one side as you exhale. Inhale up, exhale to the other side. Inhale up, exhale right. Inhale up, exhale to the left. Inhale up, exhale right. You can come into full side plank if you want. Inhale up, exhale left. 3 more rounds. Inhale up, exhale right. Inhale up, exhale left. Breathe in and out. In and out. 1 more. And coming back to the left side, back to the center. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog, rest. 3 breaths here. Feel that fire, feel the heat. Hear your breath. And be really present to all that's happening right now. And then inhale, shift forward into plank. And first we can drop the knees down, wrap the elbows in, and then drop them down. So the forearms are parallel, and keep squeezing the elbows together and press down through the thumbs. So you want to wrap the shoulder blades around and then step one leg back, the other leg back, dolphin plank. Keep pushing down through the forearms. Breathe in for 3, 2, 1. And then begin to walk your feet in. You can bend your legs. Come into dolphin. Keep pushing the chest forward towards your legs. So it's a shoulder stretch as well as a strengthening exercise. So appreciate it. Breathe. I know it's really hard. Just a little bit more. And then come back into forearm plank. Keep breathing. Don't give up. I'm doing it with you. And then drop the knees down. Slide your hips back for child's pose, arms wherever you want them to go. Enjoy this moment of rest. And breathe deeply into the back of your heart. And then inhale, lift up. Grab hold of your block. And keep her at the top of the mat. I'm going to come into puppy pose or anahatasana 3 times. So pick which version you like the most. Essentially you want to keep the hips over the knees more or less so that you can access your back and your shoulder in a slightly deeper level. Extend your arms towards the top of the mat, thumbs near each other. And first of all, just drop the forehead down. Draw the armpits towards the mat. Breathe. Lift your tailbone up, dropping the belly towards the mat. So accentuating the arch through the back. And then as you inhale, lift up. And there's an invitation to go deeper. So now you can grab your block on the lowest or middle setting to begin with. Bring the hands there. And then you drop your forehead down. So you should feel it more intensely around the shoulder blades. Surrender into the pose, into whatever you're meant to experience here. And then work with your breath. And then last but not least, so you can do it from whatever setting you like, only if you feel you've got that openness available in your body. So I'm going to go for the lower setting. Hands on the block, and then you drop your chest down. So I can't really talk because you won't be able to hear me, but you want to have the chest down rather than, jamming your chin into the mat. And then walk the hands closer to your shoulders and push yourself up. You can remove the block, make your way back into plank. Exhale into chaturanga. Inhale, open through the chest. And exhale into your back bend. So then roll over into plank. Stay here, drop down to your right forearm, the left forearm, and then walk yourself back, left, right. Then switching sides, left down, right down, and then right up, left up. Hold it here, and then come down to your knees, grab hold of your block. So transition onto your belly and bring the block fairly close so to touch the bottom of your ribs, and then press your elbows down, roll the shoulders back and down, press the tops of the feet into the mat, and feel the pull of the muscles along the spine. Breathe. If this is too narrow, you can always use 2 blocks. Then you can stay here, or you press the hands into the blocks and then push up. Try to relax your glutes so you're not squeezing the butt. So if there's any pinching in the lower back, you want to lower down. And then slowly bring yourself down. And one last option, if you've got 2 blocks, is that you stack the blocks together, again fairly close to you, and bring the hands on top of it, on top of the tower. And then again, lift up, broaden through the chest. And notice where you feel and what you feel, what kind of sensations. Try to approach whatever you're experiencing with childlike curiosity. Because especially with backbend, sometimes you can be flooded with emotions, and whilst it might come as a shock to begin with, try to stay with it, breathing deeply, and notice how the sensations change. Stay here, or if you really want to, bring the hands onto the blocks and then lift up, relaxing through the buttocks. We're not going to stay here for long. Drop the shoulders down and then slowly descend, coming off the blocks. Lift up into cobra or up dog. And then exhale into down dog, resetting the spine. Drop your knees low, extend your right leg back and then bend it. Grab hold of it with the left foot, so the foot or the ankle, and then kick the foot into the hand, squaring the chest, lifting through the inner edge of the right thigh. And breathe, and then gently release, switching sides. So left leg back, feel your lower back lifting the leg as you bend the leg, grab hold of the left foot, kick it in and lift. The balance might be a challenge, so see what you need to stay stable and grounded. Gaze down or up, see what you prefer. And then gently release. Push the mat away, round your back. Step back into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale into down dog. Hold. Wrap your elbows in. Find that external rotation in the shoulders. And then drop your knees down. Come to sitting on your heels. Interlace the fingers behind you. And then push the chest through. Maybe you want to point your feet, but if they begin to cramp, you can release. Try to relax through the shoulders, lift the center of the chest up, and then gently release. Bring the hands to your knees. Very mild rounding of the back. Draw your lower belly in. And then keep the knees wide. And remember what I was saying about the pelvic tilt, so you can tilt the pelvis forward or back. So you want to tilt the pelvis forward to accentuate the lifting of the chest and the back bend. And then interlace the fingers behind you, maybe the other way. Lift up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And breathe. If it feels good, you can drop the head back. If not, just stay with the head up. And then very gently release. One more time, step back into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Again, drop down to your knees. And then lift up. So I'll demonstrate quickly what we're going to do now. You need to gauge how your back is feeling today. Because remember, yoga begins where we are now, not where we were yesterday or where we long to be, especially if you attended the class on Tuesday. Your back might be feeling a bit tender, so really feel what's going on. So it's not a race. So first of all, we're going to start with bringing the thumbs onto the sacrum. Push the hips forward, lift the center of the chest up, and stay here. Gently squeeze the elbows in and notice how that feels. If you're feeling quizzy or this is challenging, stay where you are. Or if you want to, pushing the hips forward, we begin to drop down, but without touching the head to the mat or anything. Draw the navel closer to the spine. And when you're ready, in one motion, lift up. Slowly bring yourself down and either settle with your spine straight or you can come into a very mild rounding. Okay? So we're going to do it. We're going to try to deepen it a couple of times, which you're more than welcome to do, but if you don't want to do it, it's perfectly fine as well. So, lift up, knees as wide as the hips. Don't want to do it too far because there's too much compression in the sacrum, but we want to keep that area broad and utilize the tilting of the pelvis to be able to come into a back bend. So fingers, so the thumbs press into the sacrum, push the hips forward and lift your chest up. With each inhale, maximize the space between the vertebrae. Head is up or drop it back, depending how you feel. And then pushing the hips forward, you begin to drop back. Obviously, you're still using the strength of your legs for this a little bit. So go only as far as you can comfortably bring yourself back. Inhale back to the center. Slowly return to seated. Breathe. Take it all in. Awareness without judgment. I'm going to do it one more time. If you found it challenging, do this version, just pushing the hips forward. We're going to start here, but then extend the hands down towards the thighs or the calves. So lift the chest up, hips forward, and as you descend, bring the hands to the thighs, to the calves. Dropping down. Inhale, come back to the center. Hand release. We're going to do it one more time. We've got option A, B, or now we're going to do C, with hands at your heart. So bring the thumbs to rest on your sternum and begin. Shift your hips forward, lift up, and then descend as much as it feels appropriate. And then maybe you extend the arms. 3, 2, 1. Hands to heart. Bring it down and relax. Close your eyes. Just feel, allow yourself to settle. Okay. Open your eyes and come into pigeon. So we're going to start on the left, no, on the right. So right knee behind the right wrist, and keep the knee joint closed. So even if you can do, the full square version of the pigeon, this isn't what we're doing today. It's not a hip opener, but we're going to do as a backbend. So grab your strap and a cushion or any other props you need to be comfortable, because as we're not focusing on opening the hips, it's not something that you get out of bed and get into this pose. So whatever you need to make it stable, I'm going to use a flat block underneath my right hip, or maybe not. No, I'm not going to do it because I feel quite stable. I think that we've warmed up enough. Make sure that your strap is a lasso. Well, it doesn't have to be, but it's just easier once there's a loop. And we start off by bending the left leg and see if you can grab hold of the foot. If not, already use the strap. The longer the strap, the easier it's going to be. And then try to square yourself. So flex your foot so you don't lose the strap, and the elbow's pointing down here. Okay? And now I'm going to do this motion, so lead with the elbow up, so forward and up, and then bring it down. So just see how that feels. Bringing it up, extending through the chest, bring it down. So you want to start with the elbow down, the hand is by the shoulder, and you reach the elbow forward and up. Okay. Just one more time here. And then I'm going to switch. So you're going to hold the strap so the elbow is pointing back, so in a diagonal. And then you're putting the elbow up, but through the side, so like you're putting a backpack on. So feel what's going on in the shoulder. It's not exactly the most pleasant transition or movement, and it tells you how strong or how weak your shoulder girdle is. So next time you're up, stay here and breathe. If you feel like you can go off the right hand, you can bring it behind, so both hands are holding onto the strap. And keep pushing the chest forward. Kick the foot, the leg into the strap so you can open through the chest a bit more. And then gently release. Get out of the pose whichever way you like. Come into cross-legged position for a moment. So this one is really taxing. And we're going to try it one more time. So now you can use the strap or try it without the strap. So come into your comfortable and stable pigeon. So the more solid your base is, the easier it will be to operate, with your arms, because it's fair enough if you're here or if you're here, but if you need to lift your arms up, you need to be sure that that your foundation is stable. So again, use the blocks if you need any, and then you can bend the left leg and just first of all see how it feels when you bring it in. So it's more like a mermaid variation here. Then explore by flexing the foot and grabbing hold of your toes. So you see I'm in an awkward position here, but that's the only way you can then lift the elbow up into king pigeon. So see if you can, holding onto the toes or using the strap, if you're using the strap for this variation, find this rotation in the shoulder. Keep pushing the chest forward. I did say it was a strong class today. One more time, breathe through it. And when you're ready, release. Tuck your back toes. Step into plank slowly. That feels good. Maybe down dog if you wish. Squeeze the legs together. And everyone into down dog. Lengthen through the spine. And then we're switching sides. So left knee behind the left wrist. Maybe this is your more open side for the hips, for the pigeon. Because if you feel comfortable here, then you're more eager to explore other movements. So have a little wiggle. Check where you want to be. Make sure you've got your strap handy. And then bend your right leg and hook the foot. So you can start like really long in terms of the strap. Feel the muscles in your back line of the body. And first of all, just work with bringing the elbow forward and up. Just to explore the motion, the movement in the shoulder. Then you can switch. So bring the hand slightly closer to the foot. So you have to find that rotation in there. Maybe I'll shuffle. So you can see better what's going on. So when you've got that strap, when it's shorter, and you bring the elbow up, just notice how it feels. Like this is my less cooperative side, let's put it this way. So like my knee is a bit like, oh, I'm not too sure how I feel about it. So just be easy and go easy. And then release. With the strength of your shoulders, lift up, step back into plank. Come into a cross-legged position just for a moment. Just notice the general body feel. Maybe they want to join Pete. And we're going to try it one more time. Just see how you feel. So left leg is bent. And maybe the appropriate option is just to grab hold of the foot. Remember, never push it. Trying to find the balance between effort and ease and steadiness. Feeling your breath. You don't have to get anywhere. When you're ready, gently release. And one more time, step into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale into your back bend. And exhale, slide back into child's pose. So go slowly. After deep back bending, you will likely feel tension in your back. So grab a block or, prop your head up and breathe deeply. With each long breath in, feel your back expanding, the muscles lengthening. And as you exhale, you let go of any tension and just allow them to soften. Inhale, lift yourself back up. And shift over with your legs extended. So I'm going to come into Upavishta Konasana to release the adductors, so the muscles on the inner thighs. So it might not feel so obvious, but in back bending, they do tend to get a bit tight. So go to a wide angle shape. Doesn't have to be your maximum. Feet are flexed. And find a forward tilt of your pelvis. Because if it's tilted back, you're going to, round your back. But actually you want to tilt forward so that you can use the strength of your core to then fold in the space you've created. Again, you've got all the blocks. Make it as comfortable for you as you want it. If this is where you get today, it's perfectly fine. Stay and breathe. Press the backs of the knees down. I'm going to use the block to support my head. Notice where else you can let go. Feel free to deepen the pose if the body's welcoming it. You might want to grab hold of the outer edges of the feet and very gently bring your chest forward. And slowly walk yourself back up. Hook underneath the knees to lift them up and give them a nice little squeeze. Then transitioning over onto the back, grab hold of your block. And whichever setting, either the lowest or the medium, whichever one you prefer, I'm going to slide it underneath the sacrum. So lift the hips up and place it underneath that bony bit. So you can drop your hips and the weight of the body can be received by the block. So this is a mild inversion now. So the heart doesn't have to work so hard. It's soothing for the nervous system. You can either stay here, or if you want to release the iliopsoas muscles, so the hip flexors, you can extend both legs out. And breathe. Keep the palms of your hands up. And notice how the front of your hips are feeling. And stay here if you wish, or bend the legs. You can slide the block to the highest setting. So come onto the balls of your feet and just make sure that you land on the sacrum, not your lower back. And check if this is okay. You can always change your mind. And the same principle, stay here, extend both legs. It will be more wobbly, so just be mindful of that. And maybe you extend the arms over the head, interlace your fingers, draw your belly button in. And breathe into your hip flexors. So bring the arms down, hold the block so it doesn't topple over when you're transitioning. Come onto the balls of your feet, lift the hips up, and very gently bring them down. So stay here for a moment. If everything's okay, then come up, and we're gonna place the block in the middle setting underneath the shoulder blades. So you can do it from your forearms, so where the bra strap is, or you can imagine, unless you're wearing one, which is fine obviously, and then you slowly drop your head back. If your head doesn't reach the floor, it feels a bit too much for the neck, you can use a cushion or another block. Legs stay bent or extended. And then clasp the opposite elbow and transition the arms over your head. Feel the lift of the center of your chest with each inhalation. Notice the openness you've created in your body. And then arms beside you, push down through the elbows, lift the head up, and slowly lift up. Remove the block and come down. I'm going to do a modified Viparita Karani, so legs up the wall, but we can use the block, it's actually quite nice. So lowest or middle setting seems okay. On the highest one, it's a little bit too wobbly to my liking. So again, one more time, place it underneath the sacrum and then lift your legs up. And this might be where you stay. If you want to extend the legs, go for it. So even here on the middle setting, I'm a bit like, do I really feel like I can really relax? So I'm gonna go for the lowest one and then lift the legs up. And close your eyes if you wish. Focus on your breathing, on the flow of prana through the body. And then if you want to extend the legs out, maybe bring them closer to you. If you want to grab hold of your legs, ankles, your feet, keeping the legs separate or together. Just explore with your legs, do whatever feels good or like you're drawn to. Two more rounds of breath, so finish up. And then when you're ready, slowly bend the legs, remove the block, and prepare for your Shavasana. So grab any layers that you wish, eye pillows, the whole shebang. And then settle on your back with your palms facing up. So that helps you open through the shoulders, through the chest, but also keeping your palms up can work as an as a manifest that you're feeling open and receptive, or that you wish you were more welcoming, perhaps. So anything related to openness. Allow your awareness to drop in the throat center, so feeling the subtle and smooth vibrations of your breath. With each breath in, allowing this area to expand. Relax your jaw, your temples, your eyebrows, your forehead, the top of your head, and the back of your head. And allow it to sink into the mat. Take a deeper, more energizing breath in, and invite some small movements into the body, anything that feels intuitive, subtle, delicate. When you're ready, roll over onto one side, and then bring yourself slowly back into a comfortable seat. And then, if you wish, you can unmute yourself. Return to your seat. Bring the hands at the heart and gently bow your head. That's a gesture of gratitude towards yourself, carving out the time to be here, to connect with your body and breath, thanking your body for all the wonderful things it does for you, and feeling hopeful for all the amazing things that it will be able to do. Let's close the practice with one round of Om. So take a deep breath in. Gently open your eyes. Thank you very much for your practice with me today. Namaste.
Namaste.
You will likely feel something tomorrow. Please let me know how you feel tomorrow, and I hope you enjoyed the practice. If you've got any questions, please do ask. What's that, Sandra?
2 thumbs down. It is too hard.
Too hard. See, you can't win with you, Sandra. One day it's too easy, then it's too hard. But that's life, isn't it? We just need to adapt. Yes, today was a very challenging practice, but you know, we start fairly easy in the month, but as the weeks progress, we keep building on what we're learning. So then, you know, this is what you get in an advanced practice. You did really well. You know, the thing is that it was a hard practice, but I think it was hard. So, you know, I'm your teacher and I say it was hard. So, you know, don't be hard on yourself.
Oh, no.
That's what practice is about.
The backbend hurts my back, so I can't do it.
Okay, so you just need to take it easy, find more awareness of the deep core activation and lifting the spine out of the pelvis, so to prevent the sacral stacking, because it's usually the vertebrae, you know, in the lumbar spine that we need to find as much lift there. So we're not just doing that, but they've got enough space for the backbend to happen. But backbends are really tricky.
I have no space.
You have no space. That's fine. You have no space. Right.
Anybody else has no space? Everybody seems to be doing fine.
No, when we do anything sort of similar to camel pose, I don't really bend at all. I just try and push my chest up and I just hold it there. I really don't, I've never been able to touch my thigh, let alone my heel. I just keep my thumbs in my lower back because I'm the same. We'll get there eventually. But it's still, I still find that the next day I've done something. Like I can feel the muscles in my back. So I think as long as you're working to your maximum, it doesn't matter if you're not.
Yeah, never push it.
It doesn't matter.
That's, you know, general rule of thumb, never push it. And with spine in particular, it's not that everyone has the same spine or spinal structure. And, you know, you can have the disc between the vertebrae, you know, slightly thicker or, you know, a bit more narrow. So then your practice will be determined by that. So you should, you know, but that's a more advanced practice of yoga as well, that, you know, don't compare yourself to what other people are doing. And something might take you a year to do and take me 5 years. And that's just the journey that, you know, I'm on. I might never be able to do some things, but it's about self-study. So the interoception and noticing when there's compression and when there's tension in the body. So for example, tension is muscular or could be like fascia, because that's linked with muscles. So then you need to spend time lengthening those tissues. But then compression is like, for example, here. So it's either bone on bone or there's simply no way for more movement to occur. So for example, it's particularly apparent in the hips, depending like how deep like your socket is, where the femur sits. You might not be able to come into like certain like external rotation or internal rotation because there's that bone on bone compression. So, you know, it's the same like wishing you were taller. That's never going to happen because it's physically impossible. So it's really important to determine for yourself where you feel tension and where you feel compression. And it's the same with backbends. Just some people might never be able to do, you know, like let's say a wheel.
And have a great evening.
I don't know what
have
happened.
a good evening. Thank you.
Hi Magda, you're back.
I don't know what happened. Anyway, for a second I thought you kicked me out. It's too much. So yeah, it just takes time to spend on self-study, and then there's accepting that some things might not become available even after the years of practice because of how you've been built. And like I said, is the more advanced practice of yoga to, make peace with what's not within our remit or ability to change.
Yeah, I think it's day to day as well, because I don't normally struggle with pigeon, and today it just wasn't happening. And normally,
But we didn't really do any hip opening, so that's why I said use the props,
yeah, I
keep the
had the
knee
block
joint closed.
basically under my butt cheek and my thigh,
Okay.
just
Yeah.
holding me up. And I don't normally have a problem with pigeon, but today I did, and it is what it is.
Exactly, it is what it is. But well done, you all did really well. Should be proud of yourselves.
It was a good one
So.
today, Mags. I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, it's like mid-month. We've got 2 more practices, so just see how well we're gonna get. I still haven't done a couple of things today because I thought,
isn't it?
Pardon?
Life's boring if it's always easy.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
I like to mix it up.
I agree, but there were too many difficult ones today.
Like I said, I can't win with you, Sandra.
No, not for me. I mean, the young ones can do it probably. To me, it was like one difficult one after the next difficult one.
Good challenge. Pete, how did you get on?
I prefer to be in down dog, honestly.
No, you wouldn't come. You'd find it boring. What about you, Pete?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was interesting to see how you do the transition into kin pigeon with that sort of bend of the arm with the strap. Because I've always sort of thought, how the hell do you even get into that position? So that sort of where you've got your elbow towards you, and then you sort of like do that.
Because it's essentially if you have to be here.
I couldn't
because you need to grab hold of the foot, and then with the help of your rotator cuff muscles, then keep pushing the chest forward, so then you can extend it. And actually, today, half an hour before our class, was the first time I've ever managed to do that.
Yeah.
See, so it's not, it's just practice. There's no magic. That's all it is. Okay, so with this thought, I hope you have a lovely evening, and I hope you keep the seat of inspiration to keep practicing, because a lot of things are within your reach.
Is next week backbends too, Mags?
Yes, the whole month.
Oh.
You'll be fine. Anyway, I'll send you the practice so you can always revisit it. And I hope you have a lovely evening.
Bye.
Mwah.